Welcome back to SHAPEZ 2, the best automation game on Steam. I've been having so much fun. I'm so glad also many of you are following this one and enjoying it. We're getting towards the end, to be honest, because look at this. We have already done all 31 of the tasks. We only have 32, 33, and 44 left. And similarly for the milestone, we've already done all of the milestone up to number 8. We only have number 9 to do right now. There is a few things after this, but this will be sort of the end of the main game in the normal difficulty. There's another difficulty after that is completely different, but yeah. And with this, I think it'll be good to also get into the top 1% of players in the operator level. This is also the episode where we're going to start playing with Crystallizer. If you go into your fleet buildings over here, we just unlocked the crystal generator in the previous episode, right? And I do think this is going to be a really important one, in particular because there's quite a few, particularities, let's say, about crystals. And the really cool thing is I'm going to show you a crazy blueprint, like the most crazy blueprint I've ever seen. So to recap, well, Crystallizer, that is this new building over here, which will take, an input, a solid input, and will take also liquid, paint basically, right? And will create crystal. The way it's going to work is that any empty space is going to be filled by the crystal. Remember that you also have the knowledge panel over here where you can see some details. Look at this, for example, right? There's 2 holes there. They're filled with paint to make some crystal. Here, there's only one, so it's filled with it. And as I said, there is some complexity, like if it falls, then it gets broken. If you try to cut it, it gets broken. So, it is, you have to be quite careful with it. But yeah, you can swap it though, so that works. One more additional complexity is that, as you can see, a full belt, if you want to have a full belt, you're going to need 6 of these for, the actual solid. But for the fluid, it's only 3, right? So that means you're going to need more fluid than you expect. In terms of the blueprint, I have created it over here, and you can see it is a super small one. It's just on a 2x1. I first started on a 4x4. No, I think I started on a 3x3, and 3x3 it was fine. 2x2, it was getting pretty hard, and then I thought there was no way in hell that we could make it in 2x1. And then I look online, and some people did. So this is not me I didn't create this one. I created one on a 2x2, but this one was created by somebody online. To be honest, I don't know who it is. I can't see author over here, but this is the community Vortex SHAPEZ 2 website where you can find a lot of different blueprints, and you can just you click on copy there, and in your game you just do Ctrl+V, and you have it in your game. So whoever added it here is really a master. Big thanks to you and congratulations, because this is a work of art. Look at the complexity of, you're taking 12 in, right? Everything we do now for blueprints 12 in, but you have to have a lot of those jumpers. Look at this, there's jumpers everywhere to enable us to go from here all the way there. The way it works is basically, as I said, you need 6 for 1 belt, right? And at each level we have 4 belts. So this block over here, this is level 0. Then this block over here, this is level 1. And this block over here, this is level 2. Right, and then you need to bring all of this back here, right? Level 1, level 0, 1, and 2. And then you need to bring a lot of paint too, right? In particular, as I said, 1 paint is not enough because this is only 3, right? So you need quite a lot of paint. Now, the way also that person has managed to do it is that all of the paint pipes are connected to each other. So let me show you over here. As soon as you connect, to 1 paint input, you can see there is paint all across, but there is not enough paint. If I click on one of those crystal generator, and you can also see it by the fact that this is not moving at full speed. So if we need to wait for just a bit more, for more items to calculate efficiency, and then we're going to see the efficiency. And spoiler alert, it's not going to be 100%. You can even see it also over here, where the belt is sort of halfway full, right? Because it is 51%, or if you wish, 50% productivity. Because we're only bringing 1 belt in, while we need 2, right? We need, again, this is 12, right? So we need 24 in a sense for the fluid. There is the one additional complexity. This is that these pipes there, you may remember that those pipes over here, they bring actually tons of fluid, a lot more than what can be sent through these things. Don't ask me why. Like this is limited to 1,800, right? Versus this is 10,000. That is crazy. So I think you don't actually need a second pipe like this. I think the only thing you need is to take this pipe and then put it over here. And then, basically we're gonna have, let's say 5,000 there by 5,000 there. And I think that should be enough to get us, enough. So we're gonna give it a second for it, to get full, and then we're gonna check again. Don't hesitate, of course, again, to tell me if you have any questions. But yeah, the really key thing is using a lot of those jumpers to enable you, to go everywhere. And yeah, look at this. This seems to be a lot more towards 100%, and we can see it on the crystal generator. So you don't need, to take another one of these. And again, I'm pretty sure that this is actually even still too much. I can use it for more. I'm pretty sure, basically, I mean, we can calculate it. This is 1,800, right? This is, it says at least 10,800. So let's divide 10,800 by the 1,800, which give you 6. So unless I'm mistaken, and please tell me in the comments below if I am mistaken, I think one pipe like this will actually be able to support 6 inputs. Or to say differently, one pipe like this can support 3 crystallizer or can support 6 painters. So I think in the last few episodes, we've been clearly grossly overproducing paint because I was putting one of these pipes for each painter. And I think, again, you can have probably 6 painter with just one, if I'm not mistaken. And definitely we can see that one of these pipes is enough for a crystallizer. So that is perfect. I love this. And with this, we have started to make some crystals, right? You can see the crystal at the bottom. Now you may be wondering, how did I manage to have the whole bottom crystallized? Well, it's not that hard. As we start, create this shape here, and then we pin it up, right? So we get something like this. So there is a whole space below, which will be, crystallized. And this is the second part of this one, right? This is what we need to create here. If we go into our task, over here, I created the first one, then we need this. Then they're helping us by telling us, okay, what you're gonna want to do now is push it up one more layer so that then you can put some blue paint, right? And then the idea is to push it again one more time up and put some green paint, right? At least that's what it seems to me. So let me start building, sending this on this train here, right? We're basically just going to do this. Let's move it here and do that. And done. That should get us started, to deliver all of this, finish this mission. So let me, offline build a couple of these, build, the next level, also start preparing for the other task. And I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so actually it gets even more complex, ladies and gents. As you can see, there is less, it's empty. There's no more fluid into the pipe. Now there's some that are coming just now, but this wasn't working well. Why? Because while I think everything I've said so far is true, what I missed is the production at the start, right? So each of these over here is 450. So times 4, that's 1,800. This is aligned with, the fleet launcher, so that makes sense. But so that means, when you have only those 3 here, this one is at level 0, this one level 1, this one level 2, this pipe will not have 10,800 liters per minute. It will just have 1,800. So it will, not be full at all, basically, right? So to counter this, what I've started doing is having more of these into the same, right? Into the same pipe. We don't need a second pipe because, again, this is 10,800. So there's a lot that can go into this one pipe, but you do need to have more miners. So actually, I guess what I've been doing so far, which was, one of these for one pipe, was not actually that wrong. It was still producing sort of the right amount. It was just I was having too many pipes, but it was still the right production in a sense. So now that I have, 2 of these, it should be exactly what's needed for this one. So it may take a bit of time for it, to arrive at full equilibrium, but you can see there's very little time between when this is empty and when the next trains arrive with more. So now it should restart working at 100%, no problem. And by the way, we're starting to do already the next level where I'm pushing it up, and then we're gonna start bringing some green. So yeah, the fluids mechanic, definitely an interesting one over here. So it is, ladies and gents, armed with this new amazing blueprint of the 12 crystallizers. I've been going through task 32, 33, and 34. So we have 32 over here, 33 over there, and 34 here. So let me show you how we did this. And as you can see, we have completed all level for 32, 33, and for 34, we are going there. We're almost there. We just need probably 1 or 2 more trains. Oh, it is. We just got 1 train, so maybe 2 more trains. So how did we do it? Again, to recap, started with the normal one, gray, boring. We pinned it up so there is a space under. And then you put some paint with a crystallizer to fill it out. All right. So that was the red. Then we push it up again, right? And then we put some blue. Then you push it up again and you put some green. So I'm going to show you where it is on the map. All right, here it is. We have the whole thing going over here, and this is the end. So we start here, right? We cut this very ugly thing in two, and we keep only what we need. We throw this into the poubelle. We turn one 180 degree so that then we have a full one. We push it up, and then we start painting or crystallizing with red paint. And remember what I mentioned before is that we're gonna just use one pipe, but it's one pipe that has multiple miners on it, right? Because you do need actually two, 24 miners on one to work at 100%. We can check. It should be working at 100%, no problem. I mean, you can see this is full, but this should tell us, yeah, here it is, 100%. Then we push it up again, so that then we can put some blue on it. Then we push it up again, so that then we can put some green on it. And again, if we follow the blue, it's over here. We have again 6 lines, so that's 24, right? 6 times 4 each. And we have the same for the green over here, 6. So that goes over there, right? And then we have the final product, which is working, at 100% again. You can see this is completely full. So we're making tons per minute, right? Like this is really good with just one. Like, I mean, there is 2, but it's because we're taking half, right? So in a sense, just one per one line, but one line of 12, that's already pretty nice, right? 12 times 180. So yeah, we're good here. That was the first one finished. Then the second one was slightly interesting. The first piece was to have, a half circle and then put the other half crystallized, right? So how do you do that? Well, this is this one over here, yeah? No, this is not this one over here, sorry. Where is it? Here. So we have a full, right? Those 3, 1, let's make a full. We cut them in 2. So we have half going this side, half going into the bin. And then we're going to crystallize the other side, right? With the red. Then we're going to want, for this. So that was the first one. That was not too hard. The second is you need to cut to take out the normal piece. And this one is very important to get right, because if you cut the red, the crystal will get broken, right? Not good, not good. But as you can see, this is working well. We have the full one of crystal here and the non-crystal there going directly into the bin. Then we're putting some blue on the part that, was empty. So we have red and blue crystal. That was the next challenge here. Then we need to put on top of that a full circle, which was what we started with, but it's a full circle that is, by the way, pinned on top. So you go over here, you can see we have, the full circle, and it is pinned with this one, pinned up. And then we will have, to stack. And here what's really critical is you have, what we want to do is to put, the circle on top. And this is also basically the only way to do this, because if we were to have the crystal on top of the stacker, it would break. But because the crystal is at the bottom, it's fine, it doesn't break. And so then we're making this next piece. We have then, a hole, right, in between. Look over here, there is a hole in between. And so we're going to put some green on it. And that was this last step, 20,000 with the green coming here. And it is done, it goes into this train, and the train goes onto the line with all the other ones. So we had, the red very close, we had the green not too far, and also the blue not too far. So that was, the second or 33rd task. And then we have number 34, which just finished, perfect timing. This one looks a bit more complex, right? There's a few more shapes. The first is to do this, right? Let's separate it. So we have at the bottom just a half star, and on top a full circle. So how did I do that? Well, here it is. We have, what we want, but instead of being in the diagonal, they're next to each other. So what I did, right, turn it around, otherwise it cuts nothing, but turn it around 90 degree, clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't really matter here, but then you cut it so that we have, a quarter on each side. We do need to rotate one to then make it basically the perfect diagonal that we are looking for. Then we need to stack it with, a circle. This circle was gray at the beginning, of course. If we follow over here, I could have put train there, but you know that these tasks are not permanent, so I just did it quick and dirty, especially for that last one. So yeah, we have the full circles over here, right? They're going all the way, and as I said at the beginning, they were gray, but you can see that the next task over here, the third one was actually to paint it white. So I started painting it white at some point. But before, we did have over here to start putting a crystal, which is going to fill the space at the bottom, right? There was 2 spaces, the other diagonal. We need to bring some green. So the green from, no, that's not this one, sorry. Where is the green? Here it is. I used to bring, no, wait, we're still bringing green. Where are we? Oh, here it is. Here it is, let's follow it. There. So we have 6, right? Because that's a crystallizer. It goes here, out, and we can check, but they should all be, no, wrong one, sorry. Yeah, we can check, of course, as I just said, but I'm pretty sure they should all be working 100% unless there's something really wrong somewhere. It is 100% perfect. So productivity. Then we push it up, right? We're pushing it up so that we can do this final stage there of having a blue at the bottom. So what you have done here, you push it up and then you have space for blue. And this blue is over here coming from there. Perfect. And then last but not least, we had the white, right? We need to paint in white. So white means we need all 3 colors. So I started here, right? One pipe of red, 1 pipe of green. That makes 2 pipes of yellow. Then we bring 2 pipes of blue, and that makes 4 pipes of white. And then I'm only using 1. So there's a lot of waste here. But yeah, that's working perfectly. And with this, we have finished the final task that was available to us. And so in the next episode, we're going to be able to move, to the milestone. That's going to be an interesting one because look at this. We're going to need to create over here some crystal on the diagonal. So create this diagonal, then crystallize. We're going to need to paint white a circle, pin it up so that then when you add it together, right, and you don't break the crystal because you push this one and this one stays at the bottom. But yeah, you have a space and therefore you can put in this space the blue. I know it may not seem that complex, and it's for the good reason that, if you do all of the task, then you should have mastered all of the way to do the milestone. That's always why I do the task first, to learn, everything you have to learn about a certain milestone, and then you can do the milestone easy. But we're not gonna do it basic, right? We're gonna want to do it by a lot. We want to produce a lot. We're supposed to do 150K. So yeah, we need to do, I think for number 8, we did 22K per minute, right? 22,000 per minute. So we need to beat this, which won't be that easy because we need a lot of white, right? We're gonna need white, which means a lot of color. Plus we're gonna need to crystallize into 2 colors, red and blue. And remember that crystallizing requires twice the amount of paint. So I think we're gonna need to bring quite a bit of paint. But yeah, maybe we can try to get, 50,000 per minute. That would mean 3 minutes and the milestone will be done. But that will be in the next episode where we want to do this. And we also want to make sure that we get into the top 1% of players. Smash the like button. Do tell me in the comments below if you have any requests, comments, anything I did wrong, of course. And I hope to see you next time.